Anyone who has driven, walked, biked, or traveled in any way through Edina over the past 12 years has experienced the work that engineering director Chad Millner has supervised. The impact that civil engineering can have on a city and a region is significant. And as demonstrated at a recent awards presentation, the city of Edina has one of the best in the business overseeing its engineering department. Edina TV has the story.
We're going to be putting in a new lift station here starting next year.
Prior to working here, I worked for a consulting firm, municipal engineering consulting firm, for 11 and a half years. Had the opportunity to work for the city directly for many of those years, so I was very familiar with projects and people and decision makers.
In the early 2000s, I was a project manager for Short Elliott Hendrickson's Minnetonka office. When he started, like any young engineer, it's a challenge to learn where do you put the foot on the gas and where do you take your foot off the gas pedal. He kept watching. I knew he was watching. I knew the brain was always engaging. You could see the wheels spinning. And he picked up on that, and that's when he began to move on those things and really progress. And it was a bummer, quite frankly, when he said I was moving along from Short Elliott and taking the job with the city of Edina.
We hired Chad Millner to be the assistant city engineer. Not long after that, the city engineer left for another position, and we promoted Chad into the role that he's currently in now.
But I really like the projects, the scope of projects. The community is highly engaged in the projects. There's funding to do projects. That makes it fun as an engineer to actually get to see your projects be scoped out, studied, and built.
I've known Chad for over 20 years. Chad works on numerous projects, all the way from conceptual development all the way through construction. Project types include roadway, transportation, traffic projects, utility improvement projects for water and sewer, structural projects for roadways. I could go on and on.
He really has a very important job in the community because the community depends on the infrastructure that Chad has designed and built in this town.
Chad is, quite the athlete, natural athlete. Anything, I think, that's out there with a ball or a stick or running or riding a bike, the guy just excels at it.
Being active and doing races is real similar to planning a project. You have goals of what you want to get to. You got to develop steps to get there. You have to develop a plan. There's a schedule, and you take incremental steps to either get to your race goals and hopefully get the outcome at the race event.
He's very intelligent. He's in the community. He's talking to people.
And when we do that, we want to make sure we meet the guiding principles, right? The comprehensive plan.
He's listening to what people say about where they live and really calculating that into the engineering design and principles that he uses.
This year's Engineer of the Year is Chad Millner.
We had multiple entries this year, nominations, which was a wonderful problem to have. And Chad really rose to the top. The work documented that was submitted for his work at Edina really showed his commitment to not only the profession, but his community and his staff.
Thanks to the association, thanks for everybody showing up. Highly appreciate it.
I may have received the award from the City Engineers Association, but that's a team effort. We've had great staff, great residents, great city council. It really takes a team to do all these projects.
I think the job of being a city engineer is so critical for any city to have somebody leading that department. You're not only leading your own troops, but you're interfacing a lot with the public, and the public has to have a lot of confidence in you too. And we have confidence in you as a council member. It makes everything so much easier.
I think it just means that we're doing the right thing when we can be recognized for an award like this. It's not just me, it's the team, it's the city, it's the projects. I think we're all going in the right direction when it matters for infrastructure. So I think it's just a great honor for everybody involved.
Thank you.
Other awards recently received by the Edina Engineering Department include co-winner in the environmental category for the Morningside Flood Infrastructure Project and honorable mention in the transportation category for the Blake Road Reconstruction Project. Both awards were given by the American Public Works Association's Minnesota chapter at its conference in November 2024.